I grew up in a military family, and so discipline was always a part of life. Being a teenager, you kind of become free-spirited, and going into the military helped pull some of that in. My experience in basic training definitely, where they just kind of break you down and then build you back up, it taught me discipline, focus, purpose, and taking on missions and taking on jobs and working all the way through to accomplish what you set out to do. Not to quit, not to give up, not to change your plans just because things aren't working out exactly like you want them to, but to see the job all the way through. And so that kind of embedded itself in me through my entire professional life. And I owe that to my experience in the military, particularly the United States Air Force. I had a very interesting transition when I left the military. I was here in Washington, D.C., working at the Pentagon, concluded my professional military career, made the decision that I was ready to leave active duty, but I didn't want to have the feel of retiring. So I literally did not go through a formal retirement ceremony because I didn't see myself, quote, retiring. I was just transitioning to a new life and to a new existence. And I spent a lot of sleepless nights wondering what that experience was going to be like. But when I got to KPMG, I met a group of former military officers who took me under their wing and started showing me the ropes about what the new life would be like working in corporate America, and taught me all the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, that really helped me make a very smooth, seamless, successful transition. And that's very important. I would tell all veterans, as you transition, the first thing you do is look for someone from the brotherhood, sisterhood that were formerly on active duty, and have them work with you, mentor you in the new life. The culture is different, the way you do business is different, the way you react to things is different, and you have to go through that experience. After I retired from the Air Force, I started working at KPMG LLP, which was a professional services firm located, well, it's a global firm, but I was in the Washington, D.C. office. And at KPMG, this is where my entrepreneurship came out. I was working in a partner group that supported the Department of Defense and also supported District of Columbia in the federal space as well as the district. And what we did there was to provide services in the area of IT, financial management, and logistics, those type of support services to various organizations. We provided trained staff. I moved from that organization, or KPMG, to PricewaterhouseCoopers after about 2 years. And I was in the Global Risk Management Solutions group, providing similar services, business advisory services. I started my business in 2007, but I had made the decision some time before when I was still in the partnership at KPMG. It was something that just inside of me, I said, I'd like to try to do this on my own. I had actually been very successful. I had made it to the partnership at KPMG, went to the top of that, the pinnacle of that. I was in charge of the Air Force and the Army business accounts, delivering services to, advisory services to those two particular organizations. And at the end of 2007, I decided I wanted to attempt to build something from scratch, from a sheet of bond paper to as large as I could possibly make the company. And that was what sparked me to go out on my own and to begin putting together a plan, which I took a couple years to do, to build this company that's now known as Spartan Business and Technology. In the professional services world, I knew that we could provide business process reengineering, which is what we do, business process improvement. We can do organizational change. We provide trained staff methodologies and processes and policy packages of services to our clients. And those are primarily the things that we do, and we do it across the enterprise. The fact that I have been a part of large organizations such as partnerships at KPMG and director at PwC, it gave me a unique insight as to how we could approach the market as a small business. So we've always treated ourselves as a large business, just tiny, and that we're growing up from that small size to a much larger company. Keys to the success is staying focused, keeping life simple in terms of what the employees have to do with the company, keeping our delivery straightforward, doing what we say we're going to do, under promise, over deliver. The military experience gave me the confidence to know that as long as I applied my training, skills, focus, as long as I was fearless in approaching the marketplace, as long as I prepared myself appropriately, there was very little chance that I would fail at anything I took on. We give back, Spartan and myself, give back through various programs. We sponsored one of the elementary schools here over the last year, training young ladies, giving them an opportunity exposure to new and different experiences than what they were receiving in the local community. One of the other things that we do is the military support program that we use for our men and women who are overseas. We sent holiday cards and care packages, as well as Valentine cards and Valentine packages to those individuals. My advice to others, other veterans that are seeking to be a part of the business community when they leave the military, my advice to them is to know what you're passionate about and go and do the things and do the business that are built around your passion, number one. Number two, know that you want to be a CEO or a consultant, because those are two different things, and it's very important to understand the difference. And if you have not prepared yourself with a business degree, you have to go back and get it. You have to have training in that area. Running a company and doing what you're passionate about are two very different things. But when you marry them together to create a company, the most important thing you'll do, if you're CEO, is run and manage that company while your passion is executed by your staff.